Hey there, friends and foes, all you dieselpunk post-apocalyptic fans. Welcome back to Back of the Cereal Box. I am your host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pica. You can call me Johnny. And this morning, we have got a packed show because I'm back after a 3-week absence. And we've got a brand new guest host. We've got an awesome special guest. We've got cryptid news. We've got all kinds of cool weekly loot. And we are going to talk about that right now. All right, guys and gals, we are back on Back of the Cereal Box. And there came a day, unlike any other day, when a group of friends got together and said, wouldn't it be cool if we could get together on a Saturday morning after our Friday night sleepover, sit around the virtual living room with big bowls of cereal in our pajamas and talk about cool geek pop culture stuff that we all love? And the answer was yes. Yes, we can. And Back of the Cereal Box was born. Now, for those of you who are just joining us who have never seen the show before, that's the premise of the show. This is basically a grown-up geek show and tell. And we're just going to talk about cool geeks culture stuff. We're going to show off some loot. We're going to have a good time this morning. But why do we call it Back of the Cereal Box? Because I am of a certain age where at the breakfast cereal, we didn't have iPads or iPhones. We had the back of the cereal box to read. And this morning, I'm going to be munching down on some Honey Bunches of Oats. And as we get to that, we have a brand new co-host to welcome to the program. I am so excited. We sent out a casting call, and this young lady answered the call. She's out west right now, but getting ready to move back to Nashville, maybe, hopefully, fingers are crossed. And if she does, she can be live in the studio as we start to move back live. She is a video gamer. She's a cosplayer, and she's looking super cute in her studio in her pajamas this morning. Please give it up for Lex Voytek.
Hi, how's it going?
Did I pronounce that right? Voytek?
No, it's actually Voytek. So Lex Voytek is my actual name. Sounds like an evil corporation. I understand. So
well, I think the most evil corporations are the prettiest on the outside, and so I don't know what I don't know what I just said there or why I said that, but
I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you.
So Lex, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am super happy to be here.
Lex is going to be joining us, and when we have when we're down a co-host like we are this morning, because Aubry X woke up at 4:00 this morning throwing up.
Oh no!
Yeah,
actually, I was throwing up last night. I almost gave you a text message, but I'm feeling great now. So I don't know. Weird.
What is this?
My cat threw up on my bed this morning, too. What is going on?
Oh, yeah, my God.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I mean, she's a cat, so she throws up all the time, but she decided to do it in bed, so that was great.
Well, that way you can gather up the sheets and take them. And also joining us, just as the Magic 8 Ball predicted, I asked, will Dee show up on time? And it said outlook is good, and just in time, there she is, the incomparable Dee. Oh, Dee, we getting echoes from your computer. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, but I also hear it from your computer. Do you have it going through your earbuds?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I wonder if it's actually echo through my mic. Wait, whatever you did just worked. What did you just do?
I don't know.
Dee Barty, meet Lex. Lex, meet Dee.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we've already got some comments in the gallery. Oh, that echo is going to drive me crazy. Hold on, I'm going to check something here, Dee. Check one, check. Yeah, it's her. It's her. So when I'm talking, I'm going to mute your mic so that we don't get that echo. We got comments already from the Peanut Gallery. Cindy Kep says good morning and waves at us. Willow Schuyler says good morning, everyone. And Cindy waves again. And Eek, your background flashes. Oh, yes, Lex's background is flashing. So, Lex, you are obviously one of those people who spring up out of bed in the morning.
Well, I usually don't wake up this early, but yes, I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as it were.
Yeah, we hate you. Because Dee Barty, when I asked the question of our hosts this week, how do you get out of bed? She just said she just kind of melts out of bed over the edge.
That's amazing.
And
I'm also drinking decaf, so I'm so sorry, everyone. This isn't even real coffee.
Well, we can't be friends.
Well, here's how this works. So those of you who are watching, and we got quite a few viewers, please post a comment. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know what you're eating in your breakfast bowl this morning. And we will participate. You can participate. We will answer your questions. We will, respond to you. Dee, I am so rusty at this. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I'm usually much better at this. I have been gone for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, because we had a guest host, and then my father passed away, and then I was at a con. So I feel really out of practice, Dee. Did you miss me?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes. Did I help the echoing at all?
No.
No.
That's okay. We'll keep working on it. There is an echo. Hold on. I'm going to edit your mic's echo cancellation. It's on. Check one, check. That really didn't help. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
I didn't do anything new. I just literally have my headphones plugged into my phone. That's it.
All right. So before we get too far, before I forget, this morning's episode is brought to us by the amazing novella Nightreich by yours truly. It is Tales of the Decoverse Volume 1. In the final days of World War II, Adolf Hitler made a pact with Dracula to create an army of vampire Nazis. And Coda the Black Lion, the Blue Phantom, and Maxwell Marvel, and the collected heroes of the Decoverse have to band together to prevent an apocalyptic future. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get ebooks for only $2.99. Go there today, get it, read it. It's a quick read. And Dee, even you would enjoy this. I think her earbuds are poking her eyeballs out. She's shoving them in there and her eyeballs are poking out. That's hilarious.
No, I was just trying to make sure that I could hear you through the earbuds and not. Yeah, but it is.
That's funny.
It's early. Look, I'm not awake yet. Quit.
Hey, listen. Lex is on out west. She's on. Are you Mountain Time or Pacific Time?
Mountain Time, thank goodness. If this is Pacific Time, I might not be as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Well, speaking of the apocalyptic future in Nightreich, that gives us a perfect segue to our very special guest. You see how I did this? I make it look easy, guys. Don't try this at home. I am a trained professional. That is a perfect segue to our special guest, all the way from the other side of Nashville, an expert in all things post-apocalyptic, a maven of the wastelands. It is Michael Darling. Good
What's
morning,
up?
Michael.
How's it going, guys?
It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm having a great day. I'm excited. This is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So now that you've joined us, Michael, tell us who you are, what you do, how you got wrangled into being on the show at 8 in the morning. And while you do that, I'm going to eat some Honey Bunches of Oats. Perfect.
All right. So my name is Makeshift when we're talking about the post-apocalypse, because that's my wasteland name. And so just a little bit of history on what I'm doing. So I do a show called The Apocalypse Post. It's on YouTube. It's also a podcast where we kind of dive in and get to know a little bit more about the people who are not just fans of the post-apocalypse, but they're kind of living it, if that makes sense. And while we're doing that, I'm going to open up a can of my breakfast cereal, which I found this. It's a bit of a mystery can, but here we go. Oh, I got soup. It's not beans. It's cold, but cheers, guys. No, this sucks. Hold on. That was a bad idea. That was a bad gag. I got this as a backup.
Oatmeal crisp. Oh, I love oatmeal. So Michael is eating his big bowl of oatmeal crisp. I've got Honey Bunches of Oats. T rejects the theme of the show entirely. But Lex, what do you have?
I wish it was a box. It's a bag. That's the best I could do. It's pumpkin seed flax because I'm health conscious and have a Costco membership.
Well, I am health conscious too, but every Saturday morning, I kind of let the guard down. It's my cheat day, so that I can recapture my childhood while forging new adventures in adulthood. Oh, that was really bad, Dee.
That one actually sounded really cool.
Yeah, get a little reverb up in here.
Adulthood.
I'm not hearing a thing.
It's your earbuds.
Yeah, I get that.
There's a short in the line, which is a perfect segue to tell people that they need to sponsor our show on Patreon so that we can upgrade everybody's equipment.
There you go.
So we're gonna get Dee some new headphones and a mic. We're gonna invest money in Dee Barty and her broadcast studio. And she can't hear me say that. So
no, not yet.
So Lex, I gotta know the flax seed and pumpkin seed. Is it like
oat milk?
So I've never had oat milk. What does it taste like?
Oat milk is delicious. And actually, I'm kind of lying when I say I'm health conscious. That was really the best I could do. It was either that or it was going to be a cheese Danish. So this makes me seem a little bit more responsible.
Oat milk is the best not milk.
It is the best not milk. It's sustainable. It's creamy. It's delicious. It's wonderful.
I have never had oat milk. Now, I like almond milk. But anyway. Hey, look, Ted Davies is joining us. Good morning, all. Good morning. We got a bunch of comments. So, can't watch but still listening. Breakfast for me is buckwheat nanner biscuits with macadamia nut butter.
Wow, you're like me.
And Cindy Kep says that book looks like fun. I must acquire one. Yes, you must, Cindy Kep. Get Nightrike and post review on Amazon. Make it good.
Yeah, and who did the cover art for that? Because can you put that back up?
Yeah,
there it is. That is beautiful.
So, okay, this is going to sound horrible. My publisher is Seventh Star Press, and I have never met the artist. I don't even know the artist's name. The publisher just always refers to her as the artist. Now, here's what I know about the artist. The artist is in Germany. And in Germany, she is doing a cover for a book about vampire Nazis in World War II. I think that's just too perfect.
That's fantastic. Do you think the publisher has like one of those virtual assistants that she just pays to just pump stuff out?
No.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we had to do several corrections.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's out, I guess I can talk about it. This character, Kota the Black Lion, who is an African king, who is kind of an amalgamation of the Black Panther and the Phantom, the classic pulp character, the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not at all what the character is supposed to look like. I sent her my original drawing of the character and for reference, and nothing, not even close. But and at first I was really upset about it, but then I was like, you know what? Let me get some opinion from some other people, and other people were like, "Man, that's gorgeous! I love it." I was like, "Okay, well, nobody knows what he's supposed to look like except for me." Sure. So we went with it. But there you go. That's the story about the cover. $2.99 on Amazon.
Very
and
nice.
Dee Barty,
I can't
any
hear
better? You can't hear me.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
So I'm getting ready to send you a microphone and a headset for next week's episode. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So, but Dee don't go away. Well, she went away. She's going to reboot. Willow says, sounds like Dee's feedback is sending out an SOS signal.
Yes, for new equipment.
Wait. So post-apocalyptic, post-apocalypse. What would an SOS signal sound like? Because we're back to Morse code at that point, right?
I'm pretty sure in like a real post-apocalypse where communication's broken down, where societies are crumbled, a real SOS would sound something like, "Help! Help!" Just people out, just like wandering around, just like. Ah. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing: you can power up a radio with like an old car battery, or you can make a windmill and charge up a cell phone. Literally, like cell phones will still be there for a while. We're at a point in technology where, like you guys probably still have an old cell phone in a sock drawer somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you charged it up and powered it up, it would still power up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could still potentially make real things work again. But yeah, I think like shortwave radio would probably be key, like in Fallout. Radio stations can be made to broadcast again, so it would probably just sound like a real SOS.
And with the Hoover Dam in Vegas and whatnot, those lights are going to power for many, many a decade. So
Yeah.
at the very least, we can have a neon playground for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's probably why they set Fallout in Las Vegas, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fallout through the fallout, baby. Well, hey, we'll get to that in a minute. There's an interesting story about Vegas and why they set the game Fallout there.
Oh, yeah.
Dee Barty, can you hear us? I can hear you. You're still getting feedback. Listen, don't do anything, though. Don't go anywhere. We're going to manage it. But for our viewers, if you want to make sure that Dee Barty doesn't have this issue ever again, right here, patreon.com/serialboxpodcast. That will be epic. $1, $3, $5. We don't ask a lot. And we'll buy a new mic and a new headset for Dee. and we'll maybe even get some decor behind her so that she's just not in the closet by herself. It is a closet, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no?
It's the corner of my office.
Oh, really?
This is a file cabinet.
Oh, because it looks like, it looks like the other wall.
Yeah, it's white.
That's funny. All right. So before we get to our main topics, we've got we've got something cool to talk about. And this is brought to you by Back of the Cereal Box presents Cryptid Crunch. We are going to the treehouse for a moment, kids. Did everyone, I don't think I sent this to you, Michael, but I sent it to Lex and I sent it to Dee. The article about a unicorn skull that is being sold in a museum. Did you guys read this?
Mm-hmm.
Dee, you never read anything I send you.
I do.
I even said, read this. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
So, Lex, what's the deal with the unicorn skull?
Well, so I didn't read it really enough to give you a book report on it, so I apologize. Oh wait, that's my. I've got the article up right now.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up too, since
I remember it being the like. This was a good idea for Mother's Day being right around the corner, and I believe this is somewhere in the UK.
It's the Victor Wynne Museum of Curiosities, Fine Art and Unnatural History.
Right.
Has been
pickled prostitutes. Sorry, that was the line that I remember reading from this now. that they apparently have this in this Curiosities. Anyway, carry on.
Well, she's got bones from dodo birds. She's got stuffed bats with 2 heads, a stuffed winged kitten, or the world's largest bean pod. Those are all on display at the museum. And business downturns has caused by the pandemic has forced them to sell off some of their treasures for Mother's Day. So would your mom like a pair of Victorian knickers worn by the actual Queen Victoria herself? And apparently they sell a lot of dodo bird bones. But last week, and Dee, I gotta mute that echo for just a minute. Last week, they made available their unicorn skull. And believe it or not, Victor Wynne claims the dodo bone is rarer, but only 6 exist in the world. But he's also auctioning a full unicorn skeleton and the mounted head of a striped unicorn. Wait a minute. A striped unicorn? Isn't that the mascot for Lucky Stripes chewing gum?
I think it is.
Yeah, so you guys think it's a real unicorn skull?
I just sent you I did a very quick Google search and found unicorn skulls available on Amazon.com.
Yeah,
for $34.99. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, I found that too.
Yeah.
But okay, so you guys know that unicorns actually exist, but they're not horses. They're goats. They're goats that were bred to only have 1 horn. And there's a farm, excuse me, choking on an almond there. There's a farm in London, in England, that breeds unicorn goats.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
Well, and there's narwhals. They're unicorns. Actually, I was just watching Blue Planet, and apparently it's one of their canine teeth that's the horn. But still, they look like unicorns.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, Cindy Kep just said, not only do you help us if you sign up by Patreon, but you get a sneak peek every week at Cereal Box Comics presents The Further Adventures of the League of Impossibilists. And you know what? While she brought it up, that's a good opportunity to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sign up for patreon.com, Cereal Box Podcast. Every week you get a sneak peek at that webcomic and exclusive only to patrons. So, oh, wow. Now we got a huge echo. Who's that coming from?
I think
And now we have no sound from D. We only have an echo from D. That is so weird. What are you
How
doing
about that?
over there, D? That's perfect. You're beautiful. Now, wait a minute, D. This is the Saturday morning after the Friday night slumber party. You do not wake up at a slumber party looking as great as you look.
This is all left over from yesterday. Literally, I woke up and made coffee and sat down here. I'm still in my pajamas.
I am
that's
too.
just good recycling.
Yeah,
Thank
it is.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Golly, we got a ton of comments coming in. Sandra Noel says Zebra Stripes gum was the best gum ever for like 7 seconds.
Yep.
And did I open into a P.T. Barnum discussion? Kinda, yeah. Unicorns. Are they real? Are they fake? You be the judge. Post your comment down below. Cindy Kep says unicorn equals rhino. Well, no, rhinos have 2 horns, don't they? One in the front, one in the back.
I think there's a variety that has 2, or it has just one, but I could be wrong because there's different types of rhinos. Let's see.
D. Barty, you're our rhinoceros expert, aren't you? How many? And Joe McKeel says,
This is not Jumanji. I'm not the animal expert.
Yep, greater one-horned rhino.
all right, there
She
we
goes.
go. There
There
we
you
go. Look at Lex being all contributory. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so now, before we get to our main topic, we got one more segment that we got to do. And this segment is my favorite segment, and it is a fan favorite segment, New Loot, where we share any new loot that we got, any news that we heard, any cool stuff that we saw or read during the week. And boy, do I have some loot. I've been gone for 3 weeks, but this week in particular has been huge. Can I just recap my adventure last weekend? Lex, did you see the pictures?
I did.
All right, Michael, you're gonna be a little bit horrified.
I did see these
I'm ready.
though.
Yeah, last weekend I went to MetrothamCon, and MetrothamCon is a comic and pop culture con in Chattanooga, and I made a challenge to our viewers. I said, if we get to 1,000 viewers on YouTube, I will do a Harley Quinn cosplay. So I went to MetrothamCon in
Amazing.
Chattanooga as Harley Quinn.
Yes.
You're killing this.
Yeah, and those are the fishnet stockings. Now here's the thing, DBRT. When I bought these sparkly booty shorts, they were booty shorts. They fit real tight when I bought them. But after COVID, I lost 50 pounds and they became like basketball shorts. And the only thing that is holding them up is that fanny pack that I've got on. It is cinched so tight to keep those up.
Good
But
move.
Good
This-
job.
this is the shot from the cosplay contest where I won fan favorite.
Nice.
All right. Congrats.
Look at those legs.
I-
Damn, I got good legs. Boom.
This is a great pose, man.
Yeah, they loved it. Loved it. So this has become a thing now. I'm gonna do Harley Quinn cosplay like all the time now.
Yeah.
I even
you have
started
to.
a page.
Yeah.
The people demand it.
Yeah. And
Maybe I should do Joker.
please.
Oh my gosh, with my hair, we could all do Joker. We just cross-play completely here.
Sarah says, love the Harley legs, John. Of course you do. And Cindy Kep says, great cosplay. So now I'm working on the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn for the next event. But speaking of loot, a fan sent this to me. This is a Funko soda, and these are little vinyl figures.
Nice.
And I got the Harley Quinn soda.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
It is adorable. I love it. I'm going to put it right here over my shoulder. There she goes.
Perfect.
So here's what else I got, and then we'll move on to you guys and see what loot you got. Target finally had in stock the Mego Rocketeer. This is like the holy grail of collectible 6-7-inch figures, 8-inch figures, fully clothed, 14 points of articulation. Michael, are you old enough to have remembered Migos?
Migos, no.
No.
I mean, I feel like maybe I should.
Well, it was this thing in the 70s. I think I'm older than you are. I don't act like it, but I am. And then also at Target, I found these, the Defenders of the Earth, Flash Gordon and backwards. Which one is which?
This.
Flash Gordon. Oh my God. Flash Gordon. Here we go. And the Phantom from the anime series Defenders of the Earth. Oh my gosh. So super excited about these are incredibly hard to find. They never have them. And so I found them. They on all three of those, they had exactly one of each. So I bought everything they had. And then, you guys, this is the most exciting thing ever. I got the Evel Knievel stunt cycle.
Nice.
Nice.
I had this as a kid. You put it on this base, you rev it up, crank it up, and you let it go, and it fly and it jumps. And here's what we're gonna do at the next convention. Because if you guys haven't seen the video on our Facebook page, we did Hot Wheels races at MetrothemCon. We're going to do that again, but at the next convention, I'm taking Evel Knievel, and we're going to see how many cosplayers Evel Knievel can jump.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And that is my weekly loot. Anybody else got anything cool they want to share from this week?
I got you. Yeah. So a surprising movie popped up onto Netflix this week. And you guys are going to absolutely love it. I think everyone needs to watch this film because it's just a romp. It's called The Mitchells versus the Machines. And
I want to see this so bad. It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix and it's available. It's ready. And let me say, this is kind of like, it's a cartoon. And it's about a robot apocalypse, and this one family who's completely dysfunctional has to save the world. And man, you know what? It started off just a little bit weird. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a great one, but man, it's a great one. Just power through that first 20 minutes as it like sets up the world, and then it's a smooth ride from there. Except it's not a smooth ride. There's a robot apocalypse, so you know. They got to deal with that.
So those are the kind of apocalypse that I really dig. Have you seen the movie Makeshift? Have you seen Love and Monsters?
Yeah, Love and Monsters was great.
One of the best movies of 2020. I've told Dee Barty repeatedly that her assignment is to watch this movie. And did you fulfill this assignment?
No. I mean, I don't think he understands. I have 5 children. Like TV and movies, what is that? Come on.
Well, listen, this one, what is it? Monsters versus the Mitchells?
Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, Mitchell. This one you can watch with your kids.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
Okay.
So now you have a new assignment. Mitchells versus the Machines on Netflix. Sit down with your kids, and next week, give us a full report.
Okay.
Slacker.
I've been totally booked up for like the last week and this week, like with my photography, like literally every single day I've had a job. So, you know.
I mean, that's good.
It's great, but at the same time, there's no TV time.
Well,
Speaking of mother of five,
Nathan,
Yeah.
Nathan is there, and he will love Mitchell's versus the Machines.
He
I've
probably
seen
will.
him. I've seen him at the toy store geeking out over Godzilla and big stompy dinosaurs.
Which I
And-
finally watched that, by the way.
What?
Kong versus Godzilla or whatever it is.
Did you love it?
Yeah, he did. I mean, yes, I did. I did, yes, absolutely. But he really did too.
It's good, Nathan. That's good feedback. I love that. You're a board commentator. Nathan, the color guy.
I don't know if he can hear you.
No, he can't.
No.
All right. Lex, you got anything cool to share with us?
So I started trying to test the waters with Wish.com and AliExpress cosplay options. So I've bought some things off of Wish and they've been great, and I've bought some things, not cosplay related though. I mean, just like nonsense. But anyway, so I tried and I was like, this is going to be terrible. And I was just waiting for it to be ridiculous. But this weekend I ended up this week, I ended up getting a Renoa from Final Fantasy VIII cosplay from, I believe it was AliExpress, but I mean, honestly, they're basically the same thing. Wish and AliExpress are the same. And it was amazing. This cosplay ended up coming out really great. I didn't add anything to it other than a wig. And yeah, so I ended up doing this photo shoot this week, and it's amazing. So highly recommend. I believe it's called a Mi Costume, MI Costumes from AliExpress. Really good stuff after all, and it was like $50 maybe for everything. So that was exciting. And it also makes me, I mean, obviously Final Fantasy VIII is what, it had come out in like 99, I believe. So, I mean, it's not new by any means, but now that like they're redoing Final Fantasy VII, I'm really hoping that I can get my cosplay out there and, you know, get people to start putting pressure on the developers for a remake of Final Fantasy VIII, since that was my favorite anyway.
D. Barty, are you going to be breaking out your Final Fantasy cosplay?
Okay, you're really going to hate me, but I don't know what that is.
I knew you didn't know what that was. That's why I asked you the question. Ask your daughter. She knows what it is. The anime fan. Which one is that? Is that Maddie? Katie?
Yeah.
Katie? Maddie? Yeah.
No.
All right. DL or DE La Riviere, the Geek Gumshoe says, DL got me the Evil Knievel Stunt Cycle for Christmas. It was one of my favorite toys from childhood, and I was so happy to see them bring it back. All right, so Daryl,
No.
at the next con, bring yours. I'll bring mine. You show yours, I'll show mine, and we'll see which one is faster. That will be epic. That'll be fantastic. All right, so it is now time to get to our main topic. It's just in a post-apocalyptic. First day with my new tongue. Let's try that again. It's just a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And who can tell me why I chose a graphic from the Flintstones for the post-apocalypse? Makeshift, no cheating. This question goes to D first.
Why do you do this to me?
I got to pick on you. It's been 3 weeks.
Ugh.
Did you ever watch the Flintstones? Surely
I
you've
did.
seen the Flintstones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally one of my faves. I know it was like, well, was it like right after the dinosaurs disappeared?
No,
No. Okay.
they had
so
dinosaurs.
It's been a long time. I remember Dino.
Yeah. That's
I don't
okay.
know.
I'm not going to give you the answer. Lex, do you know why I would choose the Flintstones as a post-apocalyptic wasteland graphic?
You know, when you like gave us the pre stuff and I saw that graphic, there was this really weird, hazy, like almost deja vu sort of vibe where I was like, but I couldn't tell you. But as soon as you tell me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, because I did used to watch the Flintstones, so this is gonna bug me when I get the answer.
Well, there is a prevailing fan theory that the Flintstones is actually a distant, far future, post-apocalyptic future after the Jetsons.
I've heard this. Okay, I knew I was going to be bothered by this.
Yeah. The Jetsons is the immediate post-apocalypse,
Yep.
but the Flintstones is the super far future where it goes all the way back to Stone Age type civilization.
Totally.
And Michael, would we get to that point in the post-apocalypse?
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Because if you get rid of all modern technology, and let's say you can't even get industry going again, then we're gonna find ourselves back in like the Wild West, back in the Dark Ages, and possibly, if all things go wrong, we'll find ourselves in the Stone Age, for sure.
So I got to ask this question. So it's the apocalypse, Michael.
Yeah.
What do you do to survive, and how long do you last?
Well, first off, the whole idea of the apocalypse is that most people die. So chances are I die, right? and then if you do happen to be the unlucky ones that survive and you have to keep going on in this new world of death and dust, now, you have to be good at all things. You have to be able to find your own food. You have to be able to protect yourself. You have to be able to keep moving as needed. And you have to be able to build shelter when you find yourself at a good spot to stop. So you literally have to become like this jack of all trades in order to survive. Or create a small community of people that you can get along with that can all work together. Because...
or that you can rule.
Or, well, I mean, if you're going bad guy, yeah. One or the other.
Hey, I'm Tom Petty from the Postman. That's me.
You're just going straight up Lord Humongous, aren't you?
Yeah. With the cheek, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't ever want to find out. I like playing in the fake apocalypse of festivals and TV shows. I'll be honest, there's people out there that their whole thing is to prep, and I don't want to take away from that because that's a great thing to spend all your money on. But chances are we're not going to see anything like that where, having 5,000 cans of beef soup in your basement is going to do the job. I think it's going to be more like, sporadic things. So if you can survive a weekend, chances are you'll be fine.
D. Barty, it's the apocalypse. What are you doing to survive, and how long do you last?
So, okay, I've tried to give this question a lot of thought, and me and my personality, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. It doesn't matter. I'm not a fighter, not a hunter. I'm really nice to people. I'm like a people pleaser. Yeah, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, if the bombs, robots, or monsters don't take you out, the looters are going to get
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Lex, what about you?
Well, I too have given this some thoughts. I'm with Dee in that generally speaking, I don't think I would make it in like a traditional sense. Like I don't even like camping. It's just, I mean, I like being out in the woods, beautiful, but I don't like to spend the night there. I mean, the last time I went camping, the second I thought I heard bears, I packed everything up. I was gone. I was out of there. So I feel that, but I also was reading I can't remember the article, so I can't give receipts on this, but I was reading some article and it was alongside of the one where they were talking about, Vegas being powered by the Hoover Dam for a long time if all, human existence ceased. But the other thing that would start to the other thing that would survive primarily would be domestic cats. Like our other domesticated animals would be toast, but domestic cats would probably get even more out of control. So I was thinking, I was going to write a comic actually about this, but I was thinking that if I was one of the few people that survived, I would probably, sort of gather an army of cats and see what their ways were.
That's fantastic. Actually, I said I would be Tom Petty from The Postman. Actually, I would probably be Kevin Costner's character. Dee Barty, did you ever see The Postman? It is a.
He's got a lot of homework.
Well, you know what? Nobody else really saw that movie unless people are into post-apocalyptic crises.
Sure.
And
You're gonna make me a list, John. I need a
look.
list.
The list is longer. It's higher than my house. We do this every week. You're a slacker.
I'm not a slacker.
But I love you for it.
I'm very busy.
You provide endless hours of entertainment for our viewing audience. I love you, Dee.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
so
busy.
the Michael, you've seen The Postman.
Of course.
Yeah, so it starts off there's some apocalyptic event. Society has ceased. It's broken down, and Kevin Costner is an actor. He's a thespian, and he has no usable skills except telling stories. And so he travels on foot or horseback from town to town, setting up a makeshift stage and doing Shakespearean soliloquies. First day with my new tongue. That would be me until I get to Tom Petty's compound, and then I'd use my black belt Taekwondo ninja fu to take out Tom Petty and take control.
Okay. And just rule the gangs.
Yeah. See, here's a little known secret about me. In high school, I was part of a survivalist paramilitary group.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We did the survival weeks where we went out in the woods with one can of like soup, a knife, a survival kit, and a bedroll, and that was it.
Wow.
And we had to make it through the week. So we made makeshift bow and arrow, spears, went fishing, used the little fishing lines in the survival kit we for years I did that. For years. And we would do paramilitary drills, and we were inspired by the movie Red Dawn.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's
Yeah.
great. So you've already got the skills to survive. You're good to go.
I do, but I've not used them in 30 years.
They come back.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, a spear is a spear.
Yeah.
You got this.
So Cindy Kep says Postman was interesting.
Yeah, Postman was pretty fascinating because it could have just as easily just been a Wild West movie, just a Western.
Yeah.
This would probably be like pre-Western expansion. But instead they decided to go, and I mean, not that they decided, but the original story writer, I don't even know who wrote it, they decided to make it post-apocalypse, but it's very much a Western movie, right? You got your outlaw gang, and you have your peacekeeping, like city folk, not city, but small town folk that are trying to just, stay alive. And Kevin Costner, of course, comes up and stirs the pot.
Yeah, and Kevin Costner seems to do a lot of that in movies. Waterworld, and he did a lot of great Western movies. Silverado is my favorite.
Yeah.
Dee, what is your favorite Kevin Costner film?
That look says it all.
Dee, you're muted.
Oh, she's muted. Wait, what?
So you have to give me a minute to think about it.
I know she hates it when I hit her with these questions. Dee, get one of your questions ready.
I did see Waterworld though. I really like that one.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
You're
Can you
one of the
believe it?
few.
It's pretty much the same thing as the Postman. So you could just say anything from Waterworld and you'd be right.
Awesome.
So a lot of people may be asking, what are we talking about? What is post-apocalyptic? So, Michael, do you do the Wasteland weekend?
Yeah, so I'm not I'm not officially part of the festival, but I work with the festival to make their video media. So yeah, Wasteland Weekend is a post-apocalypse festival. So imagine like Mad Max, the original movies, and Fury Road. Imagine Fallout. imagine like Book of Eli, like all these kind of post-apocalypse stories. So if they're not sure what the apocalypse is, it's like the apocalypse is basically when modern society breaks down for whatever reason. It could be war, it could be disease, it could be environmental disaster. But now you take that a step further, and you go into the future after a huge portion of the world has been annihilated, and you follow the stories of the people that have been able to survive, and they have to keep surviving. The stories are always grim, but they can also be a lot of fun because it's very fantastical. And you get to kind of see that lone wolf try to survive or take out the bad guys, or a small group of people band together to beat some zombies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about some of my favorite movies or post-apocalyptic movies. Some of the greatest movies, like Book of Eli. I love Love and Monsters. I guess Pacific Rim isn't post-apocalyptic, but it's like near
It's apocalyptic. Yeah. Pacific Rim 2 is
You're
now
flashing.
post-apocalyptic.
Who's flashing?
You are.
Dee, we need to work on your internet, girl.
Yeah.
She's having a whole other experience.
I just see John flashing. That's it.
Help us with Dee's internet. Contribute to patreon.com/serialboxpodcast. So post-apocalyptic movies: Love and Monsters, Pacific Rim, Book of Eli, Waterworld, The Postman, Mad Max movies. There's one, I Am Legend.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting because I Am Legend was the original book was written before zombies became zombies in the 70s. And so even though the movie makes them out to be these zombie-like characters, they're actually vampires, which is pretty wild. Did you know that the I Am Legend monsters are vampires?
Weird.
Yeah.
See,
but they act like zombies because it was before zombies were a thing.
Well, and Walking Dead became a huge hit. Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And so they adapted I Am Legend to capture that trend, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, well, zombie films have been super popular over the last few decades. They're tons of fun, and movies like 28 Days Later have managed to keep them fresh, where they took these slow lumbering brains zombies and they turned them into like a real threat. Like,
well, that's been my
out.
thing. Dee Barty has heard me say this 100 times, that I don't get the whole zombie apocalypse thing, because I'm like, why are zombies a threat? They're slow, they're stupid. You can smell them coming a mile away. Give me vampire Nazis. That's a threat. An army of vampire Nazis. Hello.
Yeah,
that's frightening.
And coming up on Netflix really soon is Army of the Dead, and now they're kind of taking zombies in a whole new step, where they still have the mental capacity to like organize. I'm really excited about this because it's going to be a whole different thing. The movie looks so good. They've been dropping the trailers over the last few weeks. This movie is going to be off the hook.
Now, I know it hasn't been mentioned yet because it doesn't have the same like Mad Max feel or zombie apocalypse feel, but like honestly, my all-time favorite post-apocalyptic movie is The Matrix, guys. Like that's apocalyptic. It's that's still very, it feels relevant, existentially even now. So it's because I also have this deep belief that this is a simulation after all. So very much into The Matrix on this vein.
Yeah, and if you like the high tech side of things, definitely check out Ready Player One as well.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh man,
Ready Player One is maybe my favorite movie of that year. Was that 2019? Golly, I've lost track.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I've lost an entire year over the last year.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of post-apocalyptic, Michael, we're kind of in one. I mean, 2020 was a little bit of a taste of the apocalypse.
It sure was. When the lockdowns first happened and you drove around and it was just empty parking lots and everything was closed. I mean, you got a taste of it. Everyone was home, so just the streets were abandoned, right? So you really got a taste of it. And I feel like I didn't take full advantage of the photography opportunity.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, here in New Mexico, we had big like digital billboards that were big for months. They were saying, obviously stay at home, it's dangerous, yada yada. But then there were these other ones that were flashing blood shortage, hospitals full. Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my gosh, they were very scary here in New Mexico. We were not messing around.
That's funny. That's actually where I was for the beginning of the pandemic. I was in Albuquerque.
Well, exactly. We had to come back to Albuquerque from Nashville because we have family out here, and so that's why I'm actually here right now. And eventually we'll get back to Nashville. But interesting.
Yeah.
Well, now Dee Barty lives out in the country, like almost in the middle of nowhere. So I feel like the apocalypse for her will not be very much of a change.
I already don't have good internet or sound, evidently, so guess I can live without it.
I'm gonna catch hell for the next week about that, making fun of her about that. But that's no, really, truthfully though, she does live out in the woods, and I don't think life would change for those people very much. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, you would lose internet. The most apocalypses are about like population decline, right? So it's the cities that are going to get hit the hardest. The country areas are going to feel it a lot slower, but the wave comes eventually because you might not get it right away. Just like with COVID, we saw it that way. Like the cities got hit the hardest, and now it's squeaking out. And it's still affecting more rural areas. A new tongue, right? But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be safe. It's just a matter of time, and you'll definitely have a bit more time the further away from everything else you are.
That is epic. So we, believe it or not, we are already coming to the end of the hour, and we do have to end at an hour because Johnny has to get to Pilates class.
Ooh.
Because I have committed myself to getting into better shape to play Harley Quinn. It's a whole thing. So, Dee Barty, you got a question for our guest. Brought to you by Poddex.
Like what I did there. Would you ever pick up a hitchhiker?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to picking up a hitchhiker. The problem is, usually when I'm on a road trip, I have so much stuff in my car. I don't even have an extra seat. That's the way it goes. Because usually when I'm like traveling cross country, it's to go to one of these festivals. And by the way, there's some awesome post-apocalypse festivals. If you ever want to live for a week like you're in a video game, Atomic Falls is next month. Wasteland Weekend, which is the world's biggest apocalypse festival, comes up in September. There's another one in Arizona coming up for Halloween weekend at Uranium Springs called Detonation. Anyway, when I'm going to one of these, there's like costume pieces and camp goods and supplies, all sorts of stuff in the car. I just don't have the space. And I would feel bad being like, here, you can climb on top of my garbage.
Now, I feel like Lex has picked up a hitchhiker.
You would not be wrong. So I was basically raised in the country, and it was like a tiny little Mormon town when I was a kid. So my grandma would be real hospitable to all the folks around, and so actually I've at least been in the car when multiple hitchhikers have been picked up in my lifetime. So.
And Dee, you asked the question, do you pick up a hitchhiker?
No, and here's why. Because I attract the crazies. And I would get the serial killer. Like, for real. No.
Well, Dee Barty asked that question from our sponsor. We are sponsored by...
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
And we want to give a shout out to our super fan, Cindy Kep.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
And I'll mention that you want to go to her website and see her brand new comic series based on Animal Eye. And in honor of the post-apocalypse, we have one other sponsor. We are brought to you by Hostess Potted Meat Twinkies.
Yes.
Oh.
That looks lovely.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome. And we want to thank the Hangin' with Webb Show TV folks for being a great brand evangelist for us and promoting us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Willow Schuyler. And I especially want to thank Willow Schuyler for being a guest host the last 2 weeks, along with Kelly Gettner. And Dee Barty, you guys had way too much fun the last 2 weeks without me, so we can't allow that anymore. So I am back. And
Summer party's over, right?
so this is Lex's first episode with us, Dee. What do you think? Should we keep her?
Yeah.
Yay!
And Michael, as we finish out here, tell people where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, and what you're up to next.
Absolutely. So you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/ or just / the Apocalypse Post. So the post-apocalypse, but switch it around. Also, there's a podcast where you can find on iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, all the pod places, just simply called the Apocalypse Postcast. And up next, oh boy, making more episodes. I'm going to go to that Atomic Falls Festival, I think, coming up in June. And then obviously Wasteland Weekend of September is the big one, so I'll be there.
Excellent. So let's see. Did I get this right? The
Nailed.
Apocalypse
yeah.
Post?
Yeah, take away that space when you're typing it in, but you're good to go.
Well, I can fix that right now.
Yep, that's the one.
So, yeah, check that out. Check out Michael. And now that I know that you are in Nashville, we got to maybe make you a more regular guest. And now we're getting ready to start coming together in a physical studio again. And Dee Barty, we're going to have to navigate that with you because I know you don't want to get up and go across town at 7 a.m.
No.
We may still allow you to join us virtually, but
Although I might be more awake if I drive an hour.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, so check out Dee Barty at Dee Barty Photo on Instagram. And Lex, where can they find you?
So Dear X Fawn on Instagram.
Dear X Fawn.
Yep.
And of course, you can find me at johnpica.com, serialboxpodcast.com. And let's see. Oh, Lucas Bryan says, I don't know what that emoji is, but it's
I think they're
hands in the air for
yes.
Lex.
Yay! Thank you.
And I'm still okay too.
Oh, how nice.
How nice. Well, hey, guys and gals, that is it for us for this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Go follow Lex. Go follow Michael. Go follow Dee Barty. Show them some love online on the social media platforms. And follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Because if we get to 3,000 subscribers, my next cosplay, although I'll continue to do Harley Quinn, my next cosplay will be the Scarlet Witch.
Ooh.
Nice.
At 3,000 subscribers or 5,000 Facebook likes. So we're on Facebook. Become a fan on Facebook, and we have exclusive content on both of those channels and on Instagram, exclusive content. And we have an audio podcast, Saturday Matinee Movie Reviews, where I dig into my box of Blu-rays and DVDs and do a fresh review of old movies. So check that out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for being with us. Dee, don't be too mad at me. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's pissed. I can tell. Lex, thank you so much for joining the team.
Absolutely.
And Michael, thank you so much for being with us. Makeshift.
Oh, such a pleasure. Have me back anytime, guys.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to because there's stuff we didn't even get to about the post-apocalypse. It's a big, wide, deep subject, and
Sure
we could
is.
probably talk about it for a couple of hours. But we don't have a couple of hours. I got to go do Pilates. So until the next time, just remember, love you, mean it, and we'll catch you on the flip side.